What's going on, AMG? Fired up. We are going to kick off day one in terms of our expansion challenge. Excited that you are with us and expectant for us to have some incredible results. I want to go over just a few initial comments, if you would. One of the things we must establish here, we talk about expansion. I talk about this a lot on the Tuesday night calls. It's really an ethical, it's really a moral obligation that we steward the lives that we've been given and the resources and the opportunities we've been given so that we actually live a life, create the world in which we live that inspires others to go out and make a difference, right? We got a saying here with the Alliance. We want to have fun. We want to make money. We want to make a difference. And so we're going to talk about what that looks like for us, okay? And I want to just touch on a few things, okay? So with what we do here, in the simplest terms, we do three things, okay? Number one, we sell. Number two, we recruit. And number three, we build. Okay. When we talk about selling, contrary to most people's popular belief, nothing happens, meaning no commission, no revenue is paid or earned unless a product is sold, unless business transactions are closed, unless a contract takes place with what we do and value is exchanged. Okay? So understanding that, all right, it's the lifeblood of what we do. Sales is the lifeblood of what we do. All right? We are in a business where we have the best products, the best services, the best relationships with the best companies on the planet. We have the best compensation. We have all of these things working to our advantage, and none of them mean anything if we can't close business. So our Tuesday night calls, we talk about what it looks like if you're full-time, right? If you're full-time engaged and you're working a full 40, 50, 60 hours a week, then it should be normal for you to issue $20,000 of business every month. Okay? If you're part-time, to do $10,000. Okay? So sales, if you would, is the lifeblood of what we do, but we aren't exclusively a sales organization. Okay? We are in the business of recruiting an ever-expanding, why we named it the expansion call, an ever-expanding network, okay, of other entrepreneurial-minded people to build a team, to build an organization, okay? And we leverage. Instead of just trading our time for money selling, we start to build, step three, we start to build an organization. We start to build a team so that we can start to earn an override commission based on the productivity or the distribution channels of that team that we build. And so, the great thing about this business, the great thing about this concept of network marketing is there's literally no limit to the number of people that you're allowed to recruit. Okay? And so the same thing is true for them. There's no limit to the number of people that they are able to recruit. All right? So while that sounds exciting that, hey, you're starting your own business, we must actually make sure that you know how to leverage, okay, that you can enjoy being a business owner, that we could teach you, right, how to duplicate that process, how to teach other people to sell and recruit and build. We teach other people, once again, to sell, recruit, and build. And that expands and increases our leverage, and it gives us the opportunity to attain what I think we're all here for, which is freedom, Okay? The goal is freedom. The goal isn't to be God's gift to sales. The goal isn't to be the greatest recruiter on planet Earth. The goal isn't to say, I've built the biggest business, therefore I'm the best. No, the goal is freedom. And so when we talk about freedom, you have to take into context that comes through selling, recruiting, building, but it also comes with this understanding that you assume leadership. You assume the role that you would be someone who would lead a team of productive individuals, that you would be someone that people would follow, that you would be someone who adopts these thought process, this mindset, this character that should be duplicated. Okay? So we're going to focus on recruiting, and that's the point of this 7-day challenge. But in that context, please understand, everything else we teach, everything else we do from an organizational standpoint to give you what you need, you must plug in. Because being a leader, building an organization, doing the things that are required of you, right? Andy's 8 steps to success. Can you grade yourself a 10 out of 10 on these steps, right? Can you say with integrity, you're doing the deal the way it's designed? Are you following the blueprint? Okay. So we're going to have a great week. We're going to touch on so many different things that will help you, that will empower you. All right. But you must start off with this context that you were determined to sell, to build, or sell, recruit, and build, and be a leader. That's what we're looking for. If we're going to go find other individuals and we're going to look to duplicate, they need to duplicate your success. Do you have to be the greatest salesperson in order to build a large organization and get free? No. Do you need to know how to train somebody and point them in the right direction and be a mentor? Yes. If you're going to get free, absolutely. But it's always in the context of doing the next right thing. It's not having it all figured out. It's not having all the answers to everything. Then you get started recruiting. You'll never know enough. I'm 11 and a half, almost 12 years in this business, and I'm still learning, still growing, still expanding. Okay? I don't know everything. I have yet to arrive. No one ever arrives. Andy Albright himself still seeks counsel and mentorships and grows and expands with conversations and understanding so he could keep building the business and duplicating. Okay? So understand this. As of right now, you participate in this 7-day challenge. You are coming into an agreement that you will be one who chooses to lead yourself so that you can be found respected and worth other people's respect, to be followed so that you can lead them. Okay? And sometimes in the beginning, that looks a lot like pointing them to your mentor. Sometimes that looks a lot like having an assist, having somebody else who's strong in one area complement you or help supplement. But ultimately, if you're going to build a large organization, you must take on that leadership role. Okay? So know that. Do not get discouraged. Okay? Do not be emotionally unstable. All right? Because when we talk about leading and productivity in teams and revenue, okay, here's what I'm trying to be crystal clear on. All right? If recruiting is the biggest pain point in all of what we would consider network marketing, okay, even though we're in the insurance business, it's still a network marketing model, okay? So if recruiting is such a pain point and people struggle with the ability to recruit, okay, then we got to understand most of that pain comes when a person joins. for whatever reason, they thought they're going to be able to recruit, and then they don't know how to recruit. Okay? So people get discouraged when they have mismanaged expectations. It leads to frustrations. They get discouraged very quickly. We want to make sure, okay, that we lower that barrier of entry, that we make it accessible, okay, that we give you the tools and the things you need to make it happen, okay? Here's reality. Most people, not everyone, but most people will make a decision to join the business, okay? But that decision must be followed with action. Can we give them a blueprint from a recruiting standpoint to take appropriate and immediate action so that they can get results, so that they can not have mismanaged expectations? That's what I'm interested in over these 7 days, okay? Here's the thing, all right? If we're in a position, okay, where we simply say to ourselves, I want to do this, but we've not committed to do this, or we've not solidified or concreted that decision by following with our attitude and our actions, we're just lying to ourselves. We're operating in a place of deception. And if your foundation is deception, you can't what? You can't expect to build anything significant and be free. See, if you know the truth will set you free. Okay, that's a principle. All right? But if you're operating in deception, guess what? You're enslaved. You're enslaved to the stories that don't serve you. You're enslaved to your agreement with things that aren't true. You must come into alignment, and you must find agreements with things that are true. Well, what's true is we have a 20-year track record. What's true is I could point to 1,000+ people at our last event who came, even though the rest of the world was shut down, lockdown, they still came. I can point to 1,000+ people coming to our next event in Reno in June. I could point to these people and say, they're an example that if you choose to do something and actually do it, not just give lip service to your goals, but actually do it, I could point to those people in our leaderboards and income statements, and I could say, this is a blueprint that works. The only question is, are you committed to that blueprint? Are you committed to selling, recruiting, and building an organization? Okay? So here's the thing. I want to read this, something I had written down here. All right? Give me 1 second. Not sure if I'm looking in the right place. Okay. All right, here you go. All right, so some of y'all have been in a business before where recruiting could have been a component of an income stream for you, okay? And so I'm sure some of you might be in a position where you say, I've been exposed to this, or, it's the same. Well, context, likely not the same, okay? Network marketing, typically products and services and things, do not pay like insurance carriers, okay? So we got to draw a line of distinguishment between what this is and things you might have done in the past. All right, but let's just look at this. There's somebody, he was telling a story, and I'm looking for it, and here he goes. He says, I remember when I was 23, I was going to all of my friends who were my age, and they all told me, we don't have any money to start a business. We want to start a business anyways, but we need a job. We need to get to the weekend. He's trying to get people to come to an event. And he said, so I shared it with everybody I could with very little skill. Most of them said no and laughed at me. Some of them said yes. They joined, and then as soon as they joined my business, went into the witness protection program almost immediately. So I went to my mom and dad's address book, and I started calling all of their friends because my dad was now my upline. So if I could introduce them, then maybe, just maybe, I could sign up some of those people because they knew them. Then I probably knew them. So I shared with most of those people, and most of those people said no. A couple said yes. But I got to tell you, there was magic. When I signed up the first one, this idea of building a network marketing business went from being a fantasy to a hopeful thing like, wow, maybe, just maybe I can do this. Maybe this will work for me. Maybe I've got a shot. Maybe. And when that happened, that was one step. But you know what the big step was? The big breakthrough was when I got my first commission check. As a result of selling products and helping other people sell products with my team, I got a check. And I went, oh my God, this is real. And this imagination, this hope that had, this belief in my future that had slowly been dying since my formal education started to wake up. He's having that aha moment. He's having that moment of awareness that I talk about on these Tuesday night calls, where I talk about self-awareness. What do I want? What is true? What is wisdom? What am I going to do about it? What is the next right thing? He says that started to wake up. And he says, this is the reason why I do this business, so that other people, as simple as it sounds, if other people can have that awakening, then it's a well worth pursuit. Okay. So have you ever been in that situation? Are you on this context, this conversation today because you've had that awareness, right? That if I could do this once, if I can do this once, if I could help someone get a paycheck through a product, good, or service, and I could receive an override commission for introducing them to this distribution channel. Have you had that moment? And if not, I want by the end of this week, I want you to start moving in that direction so that you can get that reward. The reward of sharing, the reward of helping somebody else realize that there's more for them, and the reward of being compensated monetarily, okay? Because we are in business to make money, all right? And so I talk about all the time, there's 3 things we're really looking to do. Number 1 is make immediate income. All right. Make immediate income through selling. Enhance that income through our secondary sales, IULs or annuity products, retirement products, referrals, enhancing your income through referrals. Okay. And 3, taking that earned income and investing it in your business and building a business and pouring it all back in so that you can create and purchase a passive income that can set you free when appropriate from your earned income. Meaning, can you get to a point of a Andy Riddle? Can you get to a point of a Stephen Davies? Can you get to a point of an Alex Abian? Can you get to the point of a Brandon Manley, to where you see within a short time frame the leverage you've created through a network has afforded you the ability to spend more time building the network and less time doing personal production, less time doing things that won't pay you the money that building an organization can pay you. Do I think you should stop selling? No, only when appropriate. When is it appropriate? Counsel with your growing upline to make those financial decisions. Counsel with Andy Albright to make those decisions. But it's in reach. You can get there if you work the blueprint, if you work the plan. Okay? So let me check my notes here. All right. Refind where I'm at. Had to pull that up. So I want to say, look at it this way. This is very important. I wanted to cover this because I think this is extremely important to you understanding your success. There are people in our economy today, and they function off of this thought process. Let me go borrow $200,000 from a bank and let me get into real estate. Hopefully y'all can see that. That's a house. Okay. They want to get into the real estate game. And so what happens is, okay, they take out 200, they purchase this house. They're looking, okay, to get into a situation to where they can cash flow $1,000 a month off of this property. Okay. $200,000 to make $1,000 a month. It works. It works so much that people keep doing it over and over and over again. And they hope 9 out of 12 months, they hope that they're profitable, right? Because sometimes there's no tenants. Sometimes there's repairs. Sometimes there's property taxes. And sometimes there's things that happen. But people keep doing this. They keep doing it. Okay? We are in a very unique business. And here's why. You could go out. You could sell and make your own money through personal production. But if you hired somebody and you had a 10% override on their business, if we could just teach this person to go out and do $10,000 of issue paid business, 10% is $1,000. Now let me be crystal clear. People are not money. Okay? People are human beings. People can create partnerships. Partnerships can produce revenue. Okay? But it's relationships that build dynasties. It's relationships that make this work long term. Okay? A real place of freedom, consistent cash flow through an organization, through a blueprint that is predictable in truly insane opportunities with a partnership with integrity, but just from the business of itself, not even going partner with integrity. You know, I've helped a lot of people make multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in this business. I've helped handfuls, if not 10 or more, make millions of dollars, okay, a year. Okay, even one of my own family members makes 7 figures a year in this business because of this blueprint, because of what Andy Albright taught us. Okay, so I want you guys to understand what's in reach for you as we go throughout these 7 days. All right, there's got to be a demystifying. There's got to be a simple breakdown. There has to be a removal of the things you don't want, like fear, lack, limiting beliefs, and there has to be an operation and a thought process of abundance and possibilities and moving forward. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. All right? And I truly believe like this in context is arguably one of the greatest forms of entrepreneurship, period, right? Because again, I show you the real estate model. There's so many other ways to make money, but when you really look at it this way, what did it cost you to go find one person who could do $10,000 a month? Did it cost you $200,000? I mean, honestly, like, we got people who are hiring recruiters now, and I couldn't be more proud of them. But they look at their costs and then they ask themselves, is it worth it? And I go, based on what data? Based on what data? Would you spend $200,000 to go cash flow $1,000 a month? If you would, then have you spent $200,000 yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put yourself in a business owner's mindset if you're going to expand into hiring staff. But I can tell you the things we're going to cover as we go through these 7 days, these are things you could do during these 7 days before you even have the opportunity to cash flow enough money to go through personal production to go hire staff and expand and increase, exponentially expand by adding staff. Okay? So it's very much within reason that you guys see just how powerful this is, to just consider that you can make $500,000 a year, that you can make $750,000 a year from a network that if you just spent 1 to 2 to 3 years of your life fully engaging with, that's within reason. If you don't stop working, give it 6 years, give it 9 years, and I'm talking about literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, is within reason if you what? If you buy into the blueprint of sell, recruit, build, duplicate, right? Duplicate leadership. If you choose to become a leader in this organization and take ownership, take control over your life by doing what's required of you. All right. So we want to give you guys this context. We want you to understand what's available to you. We want you to understand the power of what you have your hands on, what you've been invited to, what you've made an agreement with. Now we just want your actions to line up with your words and your agreements. We want your walk to be more than lip service. And so we're going to, like I said earlier, lower that barrier of entry, and we're going to give you some tools and some things to equip you in terms of how you build an audience, in terms of how you increase your influence in your warm market, and with people who aren't in your warm market, how to bring them into your warm market, how to use social media, how to do these things in a way that you are effective in your skill with people so that you could find the right people to build a business with. That's what we're in pursuit of. That's what we're after. That's what we're excited about sharing with you. And so with that, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to possibly have more to day one, but as of right now, I just want to let this sit here, give you some time to process these concepts. Okay, this principle-based understanding that I teach on Tuesday nights. Okay, it's called self-awareness, and I'm gonna write it out for you, and then you guys take some time, and I'm gonna determine what tomorrow is, or if we continue today, I'll have another video uploaded. But self-awareness. Step 1: what do I want? Step 2: what is true? When I say true, I mean what is wisdom? Who's done it before me? What can I learn from them? What do I need to learn? Who do I need to associate? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to invest in myself? Who do I need to be around? What events? What books? What audios? These things. What do I need to sacrifice to get there? What is true? And then step 3, what am I going to do about it? Or as I say, what is the next right thing? the immediate right thing? How can I be in forward progress continually? How can I move forward? How can I break down my life and my progress from decision to decision and doing what I believe from counseling through wisdom, counseling with those who've gone ahead of me, who've done it, and getting closer to the things I want? Not having it all figured out in the distance, in the future, but the immediate, the today. What can I do today? What can I do this afternoon, this evening, this hour, this moment? What is the next right thing for me to be doing? So I want you guys to pause, stop, consider what you've been introduced to. And what I might be able to do is keep recording on this, or we'll have another day. Day 2 will be released. But so far, this is day 1. Love you guys. Appreciate you being with us. AMG is going to set a standard of excellence, and we will take over. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.